How's everyone doing today? Name is Sean Fitzgerald, personal trainer here at the Upper Valley Aquatic Center, and I just want to say thanks for kind of tagging along and joining us in Golf Thursdays today. So, like always, go ahead, like, subscribe, and see how much knowledge we can get out there, some information that we can share, kind of chit chat back and forth and things like that. So, thanks for tagging along, and we'll see where we go. So, basically looking at our little sheet here that, we've been kind of chit-chatting. We've been working on some of the most common types of injuries, kind of the areas that we've been working on, trying to adjust and get where we need to go, and working, kind of like that way to where, the not so common or things you might overlook, right? So today we're moving up into your neck, right? So basically, take a look at it, you're like, oh, it's golf. Like, it's not like soccer, you're not heading the ball, or football, helmet to helmet, or, like what are the neck injuries, right? Why are there neck injuries? So we take a look at it, and if you want to think about it, when you're in your 5-iron stance, right? Like you're turning and you're trying to keep your head down as your upper body's moving, right? So you're trying to keep all of this still, right? Because you got to keep your eye on the ball, right? While you're trying to rotate your upper body to your backswing and then power on through while keeping your head down, right? Coming through, and then, slowly, with your follow through, it'll kind of come up naturally, right? So you think of that, trying to hold that head still, right? Because if you think about it, a lot of, younger golfers, or, ones that maybe don't play as much, when they pick their head up or keep their eye up off the ball, right? Like that's where they top the ball, or, swing, completely miss, things like that. So the neck does, your head does move like it more than you think, or more than you might kind of know. And so we want to take a look at, well, guess what? We get neck injuries because, again, it's overuse, right? Maybe playing too much, moving my neck, my head, too much, too many swings, too many repetitions, it's just overuse, like constant, right? Or it's, again, like up here in the north, right? We go all winter, not being able to play, and then we play a ton, right? Try to get in as much as we can, right? So those are things that we want to take a look at. And then if you think about it, you tap on, if you already have issues going on here, right? Say you already get some neck strains, or you are already maybe, say, a little bit out of line, or, there's a lot of pressure on your discs, or, like even, going lower down. Like, so there's problems that may already exist on you. And then you start adding in trying to hit like 100 golf balls a day, right? So, what we want to keep a look at is, one, you got to have proper warm up, right? You want to be able to just, get through, get the blood flowing, get the muscles really primed for your activity. So pre-activity routine is ideal, right? You're just not going into things cold. You think, Bryce or Phil or any of those guys are kind of really going in and not doing some type of a little pre-activity routine, right? So those are things that we want to kind of keep an eye on. Be like, what are we doing before we get to the first tee? What are we doing before we get onto the driving range, right? So, here's a couple things that, literally we can do is, I'm literally just sitting in a chair. You can do this on the driving range before you even hit, right? Part of your pre-activity warm-up, right? And all I'm doing is I'm just going to take this head, right? I'm just going to go turn, right? Just a little bit, like about 45. And then I'm taking same hand that my head is turning, like the same, I'm going left, or I'm going right, my right arm. And all I'm doing is just taking, I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. So you're feeling it right back here, right? It's a nice little stretch. Hold it. Same thing, like 20 seconds. Come on up. Central. About 45. Go head down. Go. Slight. All I'm doing is I'm using my hand as a slight pull down so I can get my stretch through here, right? I'm not like cranking on my head to make sure I get like this crazy intense pain, right? It's not, we're looking for just a small, working on that tightness, getting our head, being able to actually, loosen up, right? So simple little head turns and little stretches, right? So another one is, up straight again, right? All I'm doing is chin tucks, right? I'm kind of leaning forward, bringing my head back, right? Kind of making that double chin, coming forward, right? So, coming from this side angle here, we're going over here, like a back, over here. So you're going to feel it like back here, right? Because I'm going forward, right? And then I'm trying to bring it back, right? So I'm working all in the, right around your neck, right? So those are just chin tucks, real simple. Literally can do them on the way to your course, right? Or to the driver or wherever. Like you can do that in the car, right? So it's not even like those ones, like I'm just driving, I'm just gonna go, some people might, think, well, I'm warming up my neck and getting this kind of feeling pretty good, right? And chin tucks also will help start strengthening. If you have a little bit around your shoulders, well, chin tucks will help kind of also, work that area to help maybe start correcting a little bit, right? So it's a little exercise that you can also do on top of something else to help a little, little posture exercise, right? So those are two very simple, very basic exercises, right? That should be done because again, you don't really work the neck as much. Not a lot of people really kind of focus, like if you're in the gym, you do some shrugs, right? You're working kind of, as you kind of, you want to feel like the top of your shoulders right around here, basically, if you want to take a real good look at it, how about you just massage, right? You can literally just take your fingers and just massage the back of your neck, right? If you get some headaches, things like that, like this is actually probably gonna be pretty soothing. Like you will find that you might have some tight areas and you can literally just squeeze on them. It's kind of like a trigger point and, kind of release, squeeze, release. You can either do it with like right here, your pinchers, right? You can just pinch on the back or, a little massage, right? So those are all little bit of things that we can do just to kind of handle the neck, right? We don't need to be putting like the dip belt on our head and like hanging a chain down and just like trying to do like cranks like that. Don't need to do that at all. Like that's that is what some people have been starting to do. There's equipment out there that kind of attaches to your head, kind of like a headband, and it's weighted, right? So you're supposed to do like neck lifts and things like that. So they are out there. You don't have to do those. Like there are other ways of doing things. Like you can just put a towel behind the back of your head if you want to, and you can just literally raise up that way. Like there's other ways of doing things that doesn't involve like crazy equipment and things like that. So, but neck strength is pretty important because again, you are supporting your head, right? Like it's you don't want like your head to be like down or something like this. You want to be able to come on up, right? Shoulders back and it's sitting on, and you want a nice, good, posture and stable. Like head. You don't want it lopsided or anything like that, right? Because it's going to throw off how your stance are, how your if your head's going to shift this way, well, my body's going to try to compensate, and it's going to throw your swing off, right? So, those couple exercises, again, literally can be done on the way to the driving range. Like you can literally massage yourself in the back in your car while you're driving, right? You can do your chin tucks, right? Those are all extremely beneficial, right? And then when you get to, you get to the parking lot, you get your clubs out, and you just kind of go, all right, what am I going to do here? And head down. I'm do a nice little stretch there. Don't feel it all through here, right? Right in the back of your neck. Come on up from here. Turn. Go 45. Neck down. We'll pull just a little bit. Nice little tension. Feels really good, right? Come on up. All right. And there you go. Like, it's literally not too crazy, right? There's nothing that you have to do that was really designed to kind of agitate or anything like that. So, it's simple exercise. Just kind of give yourself a nice little stretch, nice little warm up, something to help prevent maybe an injury down the road of this constant turning, right? So we want to try to avoid as much as we can, because that's where you're going to run into your overuse, right? So we want to try to keep the head still as possible, and see what we can do, right? So it's not a big one today. It's just focusing on the neck. Something that sometimes might be overlooked a little bit, and that's kind of some of the things that we're trying to share here is like, hey, like, who would have thought that, like, doing maybe a couple neck stretches might actually be beneficial, right? So a little bit of tidbit there, a little bit, a couple of exercises that you can literally do anywhere. The more you do them, the easier they become, the better it feels and things like that. So you can do those at your house again, your office, just kind of randomly through the day, be like, I'm just going to knock out like 10 chin tucks, like, right? Kind of come in and, knock them out. Even if you're kind of running into, maybe a little bit of a headache, you just kind of break out a massage, do a couple stretches, try to, just try to loosen that up area, loosen that tension up on you, right? Because we don't want to go through every day just dealing with like tight necks and like headaches and all that tension that's there, right? So any little bit of stuff can help kind of alleviate that little area, and hopefully in turn, like, if you're a little stiff, well, guess what? There you go. Hopefully it loosens it up and kind of just moves its way down and goes into your shoulders and things like that, and then we can work on other things. But again, overlooked area is your neck, right? So make sure you do a couple stretches, right? Make sure you, do a couple exercises just to help get the muscles, a little bit ready, because you will be turning, right? Kind of up, down, trying to keep it here, trying to keep it steady. You want to keep your head here. You're not trying to bring it back when I'm coming through my backswing, right? So you want to try to keep your head nice and still. So it does, it does require some strong and stable and prepared, right? We're ready. We got to be ready, prepared for that movement. Okay. So again, hopefully this was a little bit of, some interesting little takeaway, a little something that you might not have thought about. And, again, there's always more things that we can kind of chit chat and kind of go over. And, so hopefully that sharing you 3 little exercises in your neck that you can do pre-round, right, as part of your pre-activity warm-up or your pre-activity routine, whichever, and get you ready, and hopefully keeps you on the course and not having to take a break, right, just because you're dealing with some neck pain. So again, like always, go ahead, like, subscribe, right, and see what other information we can kind of chit chat back and forth with, and see what other areas that we might want to travel on, and see what else we can do, And like always, if you're ever in the Upper Valley, come on into the Aquatic Center and stop on in and say hi to us and see what we're all about. So today's Thursday, one more day till the weekend. So hope you guys work week going pretty good, and hope you guys are hopefully get out maybe this weekend. I know it's supposed to be nice up here, so hopefully you guys get to enjoy a nice round this weekend, round or two, and and take away with some of these little routines. Then hopefully let us know how they work. All right, enjoy your weekend. See you guys next week. Have a good one.